Hi, I'm Jillian of Caribbean Homestead. One of the many things we do is teach people how to become better gardeners. In the course of doing that, we found that the questions tend to be the same. So today, we're going to tackle some of the most frequently asked questions, including a slightly controversial one. So, stick around. So there are many different ways to approach a garden, many different styles that you will use and how you put things down and how you order your garden. Lassa tends to plan in advance, write it down, have a list, know what he's putting where, creating a system that he knows in advance exactly what's going to be produced.
And Jillian has a little bit more of a whimsical style where she will take a plant and stick it anywhere and anywhere. It can be very challenging for us people thinking a little more squared when plants are popping out here and there. But in the end, that style can give very good results.
And usually does. The most frequently asked question that we get in our workshops, classes, and even when we're out and about is, how do I get started with a garden? There are three main hints that I want to convey to you. Number one, you really want to spend time in your garden. Whether it's your front porch with 2 or 3 pots, or it's some stairs with trellises and waterfalls coming down at the side, or you're going into a large forest, start spending time there. It's really good for your mental health, and it will make you plan a much better garden when you get to know the spot very well. Secondly, I want you to draw a plan. People are very resistant to this, especially adults, but we're not looking for something from Michelangelo or Bosco Holder. We're just looking for a little plan of where your garden is right now and where you want to go. You're going to draw a basic layout of what's there right at this time and then go wild with your future garden, drawing all the features you'd like to see. It doesn't mean that you're going to end up with them, but put that in your plan and really allow yourself to dream. And then the third thing is community, community, community. Join an online group, go to your extension office, see if there are any gardening clubs in your neighborhood. Talk to the gardener down the street, the person who has that wild and crazy garden that seems to be just full of life. Build your community of humans while you're building your garden.
Another question that we frequently get is, my soil is bad and how do I improve it? The main thing about improving soil is adding nutrients. You can get nutrients to your soil in multiple different ways. One of the ways could typically be sourcing manure from a local farm. Another way you could get nutrients is to make your own compost in your backyard, so compost your kitchen scraps. You can contact your gardening center and they will have many soil amendments available. Sometimes if you're growing in pots or if you're growing in a small space, you could purchase a liquid fertilizer that you can add to your water, and when you're watering your plants, that would add the nutrients necessary for your plants to thrive. As an organic farmer, often what we say is that we don't grow plants, we grow soil. Another frequently asked question is, how do I successfully grow tomatoes?
Really and truly, tomatoes are often the holy grail of home gardeners. This is a little bit controversial, but my perspective is that tomatoes are not something that are going to succeed all the time. We only grow tomatoes in the dry season in this household.
And the reason why we only grow it in the dry season is because of the water. There's too much water in the rainy season, and that will cause a lot of fungal diseases. So what we do is we grow in the dry season, we space out our plants properly, and then make sure that we trellis them so there's plenty airflow around the tomatoes.
I would suggest that as a beginning gardener, maybe there's some other crops you want to focus on a bit more to get early successes. Herbs are much easier, You can put some lettuce and basil and hold on to those tomatoes until it's the dry season.
But when you're growing tomatoes, you want to make sure you fertilize properly. So use plenty manure or compost.
You'll find that whatever nutrients you put in that soil, they're going to suck it up. And especially if it's the dry season, they'll be able to put it to good use. Another common question that we get from people is, I have no time, I have no money. How can I start a garden? So I'm super busy, and that tends to be the time when I'm busy and when I actually have no money that I lean on my garden. The garden becomes the place that I actually get to relax, and also where I get to save money because I can come out here and pick stuff to cook for dinner. So I would suggest 3 main things. Number 1, lean on your community. Gardeners are super generous. They actually love to give things away. They love to share seedlings, cuttings, seeds. So reach out to your community. The second thing is plan your garden based on not having a lot of time. Make sure the things you use a lot are really close to the house. I tend to run out. This morning my daughter wanted to make a sandwich. I ran to the garden, picked some lettuce, ran back in, and she got to slap it on. So put things that you use a lot close to the house and where you can see them a lot. The third point is be a lazy gardener like me. Plant the things that are easy to take care of. I tend to lean more on perennials and perennial greens and perennial ways to solve problems because then year after year they grow. You barely have to look at them as opposed to annuals. So plant a garden that doesn't require a lot of work and that's going to pretty much take care of itself. So that's it for today. I hope you got a lot out of this. Please comment, share, and definitely subscribe. We look forward to lots more adventures together on Caribbean Homestead with you. Happy gardening.